Is it better to double clutch when shifting or float the gears? This video is sponsored by DriveWise. So I guess the first question is it better for who? Now, I've received all sorts of comments over the years from truck drivers saying it's better to float the gears because it saves the truck driver's knees. I remember one comment in particular from a number of years ago from a fella named Mark Wilson saying it was far cheaper to replace the clutch than to have the expense of knee surgery. You know, I kind of get what he's saying. I think truck drivers generally use their knees more when they're walking than when they're double clutching, but I get his point. The real debate, however, is which is better for the truck, which is easier on the driveline. Is it easier on the driveline to double clutch or to float the gears? Now, there's no arguing what the manufacturers want you to do. It's there in print in all their manuals for you to see. They suggest double clutching every time you shift the gears. Here you can see in the Eaton Fuller manual that they tell you they want you to double clutch every time you move the shift lever. Now, I've talked to a number of truck mechanics over the years, and even they all have varying opinions on which is easier on the truck. Some like the double clutching, some like floating the gears. Both parties will say that they've seen damage from both, and a few pointed out to me that if a guy can't double clutch smoothly, that also does damage to the driveline, and of course they're right. In my years of driving, I learned to drive by feel, so I would tend to do whatever the truck felt like it wanted to do. Sometimes I would double clutch, sometimes I would float the gears, and it would depend on different things like how much weight I was hauling or what kind of a grade I was on, things like that. But I never had an issue with a transmission or a clutch in all my years of driving. However, I should add in there that I was just a bear for greasing the clutch regularly and changing the transmission fluid regularly. Something else that should be pointed out here is that when you're testing for your license as a new driver, most examiners want you to use the clutch. Now, Smart Trucking did a poll of all the drivers as to which they preferred. We got 2,700 comments, and out of those 2,700 comments, 83% of drivers prefer to float the gears. But this is a debate that may not be able to go on much longer. Last year, over 60% of new trucks manufactured in North America came off the line with automatic transmissions. That's because the majority of people buying the new trucks, the major carriers, are ordering automatic transmissions in the trucks because A, they want the improved fuel mileage, and B, they want to be able to attract the new CDL holders. Now, as the owner-operator market dwindles, fewer and fewer of them are even ordering new trucks from the factory, and it's going to get to the point perhaps that manufacturers may not even offer manual transmissions anymore if the demand keeps decreasing. One of the most stressful things that drivers experience on almost a daily basis is the stress of being pulled into a weigh station. DriveWise eliminates that stress with their bypass system. It works on all major ELDs or as an app on your cell phone. Bypassing the scale with DriveWise saves you time and money, and right now they've got a 30-day free trial. Check out their trial offer below. Things are always changing in the trucking industry, and we've talked about that. But I hope that one of the changes that comes down the pike in years to come is that they still have manual transmissions. I don't know about you, but all sorts of guys, including myself, associate driving a big truck with shifting gears. So I hope this doesn't come to be. We've done a number of videos on double clutching and floating gears over the years. I did one from 6 years ago that you might like to watch. Check it out. I enjoyed doing it anyway. So stay safe. If you can't find them, grind them. Keep the rubber side down, and I'll see you on the back haul. So I don't know what those guys are talking about. I've been driving for years, and my knees work just fine. So I don't get it.